In our technological world, it seems like the debate of personal data collection is a topic of constant discussion.
In a general sense, you likely already have an idea of what your personal information entails and how comfortable you are sharing it on the internet. Although definitions of the topic are somewhat ambiguous, questions like how is my data being collected and how is it being used are up for debate. In reality, though, there really is no concrete answer. Before we start, we'd like for you to understand this presentation's terms of service. It's something we use to better understand our audiences and how we can make this content better in the future. You can either scan the barcode or visit the link in the description. Okay, back to the main subject. When you first start to use an online feature from a company, you sign a terms of service agreement like the one you just saw. Once your new account is in use, companies then utilize personal preferences to improve functions of the website to keep in their user database. The ability to balance personal information leads to better user retention on their website, and people ultimately choose what data to share and how to protect it. However, terms of service documents are often long and are thus compressed into small, bite-sized agreements or cookies, which contain a software package that rests in the user's device and collects data in accordance to the TOS. As a result, users don't have a full understanding of how their data is shared, with whom, and what could result from that sharing. Because social media tends to amplify more controversial and shocking posts, platforms have a tendency to utilize personal preferences to elicit the largest emotional reactions. This controlling of outputs by a company is like a super peer and can influence people, especially adolescents, to engage in risky behaviors. Digital socialization outlets like Snapchat and Instagram are especially powerful draws because they are designed in such a way that it appeals to the growing brains of adolescents. A 2019 peer-reviewed psychological research study found that the collective attributes of Instagram and Snapchat fulfill adolescents' needs for self-expression, and that increased usage of these services is positively correlated with detrimental psychological impacts. Moreover, data collection allows for the rapid generation of stylized ads or recommendations which appear in an app or website's homepage. Not only can these ads show false information about people in a user's social network or be straight up scams, they're also highly effective. Because monetization plays a key role in online business, the algorithms which design recommendations are highly tuned, and sometimes their controls lie in the hands of a single individual.
We often talked about at Facebook this idea of being able to just dial that as needed. And, we talked about having Mark have those dials. Hey, I want more users in Korea today. Turn the dial. Let's dial up the ads a little bit. Dial up monetization just slightly. And so that at all these companies, there is that level of precision.
For online businesses to comply with ethics regulations, they must have their privacy policy written in a way that anyone can understand and give informed consent. Although, there is ambiguity surrounding the phrasing of these contracts, leaving companies the liberty to reword their policies with non-definitive terms such as may, might, or occasionally, which downplay how frequently data sharing practices might occur. Also, selling user data generates revenue and keeps prices low since the number of targetable customers increases as a result of data transactions. Although there is one major problem.
I've browsed 8 sites for divorce attorneys today.
I browsed 8 sites for divorce attorneys today.
The number on my credit card is 0237-1221.
People do not like their data being shared. However, raising prices and minimizing user targetability lessens sales to additional companies, so there is a difficult handoff in which way to go when maximizing profit. Customers prefer if one, or better yet, none of their companies sell their personal data, but competitive pressures make it hard for that to happen, so most companies do legally sell data. So, where does this leave us? In short, it's only ethical to use data harvesting methods when consumers are properly informed on how their information will be collected. Misleading terms in cookie agreements should be expunged and replaced with definitive wording which doesn't misinform consumers, with legislative oversight ensuring conformity. Until that happens, though, we should slightly change our habits as consumers and try to take a quick look at that pesky agreement before we accept it, because sometimes the pop-up window doesn't tell the full story.